welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace. As you know, here in New York City, a lot of the venues remain closed, but that doesn't stop the spirit of the musicians here in New York. In fact, a lot of the musicians for the last couple of months have been performing at outdoor coffee shops, restaurants, as well as in the home. In fact, jazz guitarist and vocalist Allan Harris has a very interesting live program in which he performs live for an hour twice a week, Tuesday at 7:30 as well as Saturday at 2 o'clock, a program called Harlem After Dark, Unplugged. In addition to that, Allan has a brand new single entitled Run Through America, which is now available on iTunes and Amazon.com. And Run Through America is really a beautiful song painting a picture and a palette of what's going on in this country, both here and abroad, racially as well as economically. Tonight, you're going to witness some very live and exclusive footage from Allan's Harlem After Dark Unplugged series. And you're going to hear a premiere of a live version of Run Through America in its entirety here on the Pace Report. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of Mr. Allan Harris performing his brand new single, Run Through America, here on the Pace Report, live, Harlem After Dark Unplugged, here in Harlem, New York.
Went for a run in a sleepy Georgia town. Thought he was safe, but they gunned him down. We're gonna go from the land that you love. They say, run, better run to America. Sleeping in a bed with a man late at night. Killed in the hallway, shot down 8 times. We're gonna go from the land that we love. They say, run, run to America. We're tired of singing, tired of praying. It's hard to believe that they never feel the pain. A revolution for the Constitution. Let's take the streets, shout out their names. Watching those birds, Christmas in Central Park. White woman says, gonna go all the tops. We're gonna go from the land that we love. They say, run, better run to America. Yeah, for his mama, with his knee on his neck, cried out for mercy, but the King George Floyd said, from the land that we love, they say, run, nigga, run to America. We're tired of singing, tired of praying. It's hard to believe, never feel my pain. Revolution, or restitution. Let's take to the streets and yell out the name. name, real for his mama with a needle. Cried at the mercy, but the killjoys don't understand. What you gonna do for the man that they love? They say, run, you run to America.
You know, Allan, in a perfect world, you and I would be sitting in a club, suited up. But now, you know, we're in this COVID era here in New York City. And I was really touched by this song, Run Through America. And when Pat told me that you had this coming out along with the video, this song is very, very relevant in the sense that we're going through a pandemic, we're going through a racial problem in this country and globally, and we're also dealing with a financial issue, people unemployed. What inspired you to write this? Because this is a very powerful song.
Well, being two men of color, we know about looking in the rearview mirror all our lives at that flashing light. We know about what it means to be followed through the malls or through shopping centers, or having to look and dress correctly and to talk properly in different situations. So the song, as you said, what the song means is an awakening for us as a people. We've gone through civil rights, gone through the March on Washington. Some of our leaders have been killed. We've gone through affirmative action, Head Start. And now here we are back again at the same place. So the song says to us as a people, we're tired of singing. We're tired of praying, not in the sense of to God. We're tired of praying to our white counterparts to help us and give us a hand. We're tired of realizing that the pain that we feel as a people of color, they don't feel it. But what blew my mind was, at the beginning of this COVID, I saw white children walking alongside of us, not placating us, not doing it because it was hip to do, doing it because they feel that the promise that was given to them in America is drifting for them. And they're realizing, and they look at us and go, this has been happening to you for a long time? Welcome to our nightmare. Yes, now you're part of it. Let's do something together, and that's what this is about. Bringing awareness that there's no kumbaya moments anymore. There's no holding hands in the street and shuffling back and forth. We have to realize the pain that all of us feel. And now that they feel the pain, we're not asking them really to do anything. We're just asking, if you're not going to do anything, then don't lie to us and just get out of our way so we can do it ourselves. Because you don't step off of a plantation. You don't walk away from lynchings. You don't walk away from water hoses and dogs and Bull Connor. You don't walk away from threats, from being denied loans and that, and not be as strong as we are. We've proven that. But we thought we were going to be part of this team called American democracy. You failed at that. You've not played your part as a person who's not of color. So now we're saying, yes, we want to be part of this dream, but get out of our way so we can make the dream of our own now. That's what this song is about.
You know, Allan, I was at Cadets Plaza in Brooklyn when George Floyd's brother spoke. This was back in June. And I wore, and I thought it was very appropriate, I wore Rosa Parks' a Rosa Parks T-shirt. Because when I look at George Floyd, I can only think about why Rosa Parks refused to get up and give up her seat on the bus in Alabama, and it was because of Emmett Till. And I'm looking at George Floyd, and this is a modern day version of Emmett Till. He's crying for his mother.
I have no words to say. I can't even fathom the kind of human being who can actually look at that. And there was a mayor in Mississippi who said something very rough and ugly about it, which goes to prove that our pain as a people has never been acknowledged by those who control our destiny financially. So now it's time for us to realize that, yes, we're going to be part of this dream, but like I said in the song, we're tired of singing. We're tired of praying with you. What we're going to do now is be inclusive with each other and make ourselves strong. And once we do that, I feel, because we have the power. We're the entertainment here in this country. We're the workforce. Imagine if every Latin American person and every black person and every Asian person for 1 week didn't go to work. That's what they did in Selma, Rosa Parks. That's what she did. Those, our aunts and mothers and sisters and that, they got together and said, let's not do this for 1 month. Everyone said, oh no, we got to eat. I said, no, let's form a carpool. We'll drive those to work who have to go, can't walk.
381 days.
That's what it was?
Yes, sir.
Are you kidding me?
381 days.
Say that again.
381 days.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And this is 1956.
Wow. Oh, man. What kind of backbone do you need? Day 10, the generation now, but they would be day 10, I got to get to work because them pair of shoes, Louboutin shoes are on sale. I got to make my money. 300 and what?
81 days.
Boy, they were tired of singing and tired of praying, weren't they?
Well, I think, piggybacking what you're saying, I think you always hurt somebody by their wallet book. That's what my grandmother and grandfather taught me. You don't eat at the restaurant if they don't give you the proper service. They don't give you the proper service anywhere. Getting your car fixed, getting a suit, you hurt them where they hurt the most, and that's their wallets.
That's right. And I'm totally agreeing with that, which is why I was pushing for that walkout of Game 5 that they did. I was kind of upset that they were talked into going back for Game 6 and that. I said, okay, we're right there. We're right there. We're making a statement. Now you don't even hear about it. They smoothed it over. We had it. We had some sort of movement. What would Rosa Parks and them say?
They're turning over in their graves right now, I'm assuming.
Very well said. They sure are. Sure are. Turn over in their graves. That's right. 381 days? And we can't just stop working for maybe a week? A week. Let's just look at each other as people of color and just say for 1 week, let's not buy hair care products, let's not stream music, let's not buy clothes, let's not buy bling. This country will come to its knees, and they will come to us and say, what's wrong? That's it. That's what would happen. And that's what this song is about, a wake-up call. Please, let's understand that we don't have the guns. Of course we don't have the guns. We don't have the power. Of course the power. We don't have that. But what we have is manpower. And this country was built on that. Let's pull the curtain back and stop lying to each other in that. If it wasn't for us, there would be no orange gorilla in office right now. There'd be no Apple. There would be no Boeing. There'd be no White House. We are the ones. It's time for us to stop being embarrassed because we don't want to hurt white folks' feelings. We don't want to let them know just how, let's just say it, yeah. Let's deny them what it is we have that is powerful, and that is us. Let's deny them us for just 1 week. Colin Kaepernick tried. Whatever. No, sorry.
that you adore and love is all that I to you. True love is more than just a little game for two. True love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break love.
You know, when I heard Run Through America, the 50s was going through a very unique time. The 50s came, the 60s came, and you had folk music. And then we had a lot of roots music out of the church. And then jazz music at different parts of the civil rights movement had a say in roots protest music. Are you happy with how the music industry has stepped up or has not stepped up in these times right now?
Oh, I'm numb. I'm numb because what this pandemic is exposing are just how treacherous and sometimes conniving they could be to people of color, especially in the pay disparity in the entertainment industry. You know, when I look at what they're paying my white counterparts compared to the young black men and girls in jazz coming up, what they're paying them, it's almost criminal. It's almost we're repeating the same things that we did back in the day when they kept your contract and they owned all of your rights and all of your copyrights and that. Yeah, but this streaming thing is almost leveling the playing field. It's leveling it. Because these young kids, white and black, they know how to make records. Our fathers didn't know. They kept it from them. Ignorance is bliss, they thought. You know, they gave them a Cadillac or down payment on a little house somewhere on a country road in Arkansas where they come from. And that was it. And they took all the royalties for years. Ruth Brown got $1 million settlement, and at the end of the day. And they say it was, of course, quadruple that, which she should have gotten. But yeah, I'm disheartened because they're still playing the same game. They're still playing the same game. If you look at all of the promoters, all of the people who sign checks in my industry, you don't see a black face. You don't see a black face, as if we're just we're sharecropping. I'm not admonishing them. You know, everyone wants to make a buck, but we really have to get the back. Get the back. Where'd that come from? Get the back? Sound like our Uncle John or something. Get the back down. We have to get back to something that's been missing. Morality. How do you treat your neighbor? And I hope we can get back to that because, like I said, that young boy, 43-year-old Chad, what's his name?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. He's gone. Life is fleeting. Yeah, you can make all the money you want and ride around in town in a beautiful $150,000 car, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, there ain't no hearse going to be following behind no Brinks truck going to follow behind your hearse. And ain't nobody, even your mama, if she's around at that day, is going to jump in that grave with you when they're putting the dirt on top of you. So you have an obligation not just to yourself, but to your fellow man to help lift him up with you. And I see right now this Black Lives Movement thing with these white kids. I see that they're joining us in that quest. Getting back to the original question about the record companies, I don't see them doing that. They're still playing the same old sweet smell of success routine. You know, you go get a publicist, you know.
Even with the songs, like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you think about the 60s and you had Bob Dylan, you had Joan Baez, and then James Brown even empowered black folks, Sly Stone. And it's like I don't see or hear. I've heard a couple of songs in the hip hop community that have really rolled their sleeves up to address this, but it seems like now there seems to be like no rush to kind of put some positivity in people's lives.
Because they're finding out, the powers that be are finding out that ugliness and vulgarism makes money. It makes money. As frightening as that way. You know, we have a beautiful history of what we come to in this country as far as music is concerned, from the blues, from ragtime to jazz to R&B, Chuck Berry, to funk, fusion, and to forget all that, put that all aside and be on stage yelling out profanities about each other. Bitch, nigga, this and that. And we're not the ones making the money off of that. There's a few, of course, Kanye West and them, they let them make money. But the majority of those who are putting out this pap, they're under the mercy of those who control the publishing company and who control the contracts. And they're pushing for us as a people. They want us to sing and debase ourselves. And they've convinced us the only way you're going to make money in this industry is to let the world know, is to flagellate yourself. I'm a nigga. Yeah, look at me.
I have a term, and I've been saying this for the last 4 or 5 months, cooning and buffooning.
Cooning and buffooning, very good. Wow, that's strong. That's what it is. It is cooning and buffooning. You're right. It's right. It's cooning and buffooning. And it's a shame that we're at that point, because our forefathers who walked, these young folks who are under the thumb of the people who are saying you must create this because this is your culture, they really don't understand what it took to walk off that plantation in 1863 in a world that wanted to kill you, that hated you. They don't understand what went through, what they had to go through so they could stand on their shoulders. They don't understand. And they're throwing it all away as if there was never Harriet Tubman or Frederick Douglass or nigger. What's so endearing about calling someone a nigger?
You know, Allan, one of my favorite scenes in the movie Django Unchained is when Django kills the guys that enslaved him again. And there was those 3 slaves that were inside of the cage.
Right.
And after he killed them, he got on the horse and rode by the cage where the 3 slaves were still inside. He opened up the cage. He got back on the horse and he rode off. And as Django rode off, the 3 slaves were wide open. They were still looking at him riding
That's
off.
right.
And I think there's some majority of people of color that are still in that cage.
Oh, every day. Every day. I mean, we could start naming names. Candace Owens. I mean, we can go on. We can go on and on and on. People.
Herschel Walker.
Oh God, yes. It's amazing that you love your abuser. I understand it. Trust me, but you only have a minute here on this planet. Why throw away what you are as a human being to someone who really doesn't care about your plight in life just because you want them to like you? That's deep. Or you want to be like them.
Slavery in effect.
Yeah, man. It's almost like the Stockholm effect, man. It's really sad. But we're pulling out of it, and it's ironic now. You know who's helping us pull out of it?
Who's that?
These young white kids. These young kids who've been entitled, who've been told, God bless America, and that they're turning to the people who have taught them the things that we have been fearful of. They're turning to them and saying, no more. No more. Jamal and Letitia, they're my friends. You told me, Uncle James, on the porch, you told me that they were niggas, that they were stupid. He's tutoring me in school, Jamal. So they're waking up now. They're empowering me when I see this young couple here. My band, they've been on 5 protests already. Risking their lives. 5. They come Black Shirts, Black Lives Matter. It's amazing. I feel a turn. I feel a new day coming. I really do. I'm just fearful this old guard, because they're scared now, because their children now aren't buying the on-porch bullshit they would tell them. Their children aren't. The internet's waking them up. So the only recourse they have is to get on board, which they won't want to do because they're too old and set in their ways, or they're going to do what they've always done, get ugly. Get ugly. Oh, let's just niggas won't, what, just take the neighborhood. Just take the neighborhood. Whatever, And people don't believe me, ask survivors of Rosemont and Wall Street and, Wilmington. Or better yet, just go sit and have lunch with an old Native American on a reservation. You want to hear something deep? Whoo.
And they're the original indigenous people.
This is and they didn't even look at it as their property, but this is their piece of land, and they were willing to share it.
I thought, going back to what you're saying, when Trump went to South Dakota, Mount Rushmore, and you think about the indigenous Indians, that land.
Lakota, man. Lakota. That was the sacred Black Hills for a couple thousand years.
That's that Trumpism.
Yeah. Let's just take it. Why should they have it? We are the manifest destiny. We are God's children, and it's up to us to take care of them. So, but before we take care of them, we first have to take their land, 'cause they don't know what to do with it, Let's take it and let's start drilling in the Arctic Circle. Let's start, wow. It's amazing.
Richard Pryor, God rest his soul, one of my heroes. He said, and it's sad, but it's very relevant, put that with the nigger pile.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love Richard Pryor, man. I love it. I love Paul Mooney. You know, it's amazing. They gave Flint, Michigan, $600 million. They gave, in a divorce settlement, $700 million to Tiger Woods' wife. What's the disparity there? That's deep. You know, I'm not trying to get racial, but I'm trying to say is that one life is worth thousands of malnutrition and brain damage, lead-infused babies, white and black, in that little place called Flint, Michigan. That one little girl, that one woman, Bezos' wife, is worth now $75 billion. $75 billion. I don't see nothing about reaching out. She says, yeah, I'm giving to this and that. Please.
They barely, and while you're talking about Amazon, they barely wanted to give their employees $15 an hour.
I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. But it's coming to roost, because right now as we speak, Mother Nature says, okay, I gave you all a shot across the bow. It was 130 degrees in Death Valley 2 weeks ago. Oh, you're still not listening? Guess what? It's going to be record-breaking weather for the next 3 days, and then I'm going to let it snow. That's deep. Mother Nature saying, I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired. You know, this is your last shot, because when you don't want to see my ass, show my ass.
Still not getting it.
You don't want me to show my ass. You know, the so-called Christians, you saw what I can do. You saw the Red Sea. You saw the plague. You saw I made them some bitches walk 40 years in debt. Don't mess with me. I'm Mother Nature. You just don't understand. I didn't put you here. I didn't make this place to give to you. I made it for you to be the caretaker of it, the kid to love it, to be inclusive, to share it. You're not that special. You're just a big walking bag of pus, water, and blood. You just happened to luck out when the gas thing happened, and just, okay, you just happened to luck out. It could have been a roach. We tried with the dinosaurs, but then, we wiped them out. So, yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about, but that's okay.
No, because it's all run through America.
Run through me. Thank you. Thank God. Thank you, baby. Brought me back.
They tried to tell us we're too young, to really love. They say love's a word, a word we've only heard, but can be given to really love. And yet, we're not young to know this love will last till years ago. And then one day they may come. We were not too young at all. young to really love. It's so good, go ahead. And yet, we're not too young to know this love is gonna last though years may go. And then one day they may recall we will not, no we will not, we were not too young at all. We're not too young.
You know, Al, one of the key things, because I just started recently producing segments in 2020, and one of the things I'm wanting to do is build the community back, because music isn't, the venues aren't open, all musicians are playing, and you have done something very, very, very interesting. You have taken the club and brought it to the living room.
Well, bear in mind, there was a time where you and I weren't allowed in the club unless we cooked. Every once in a while, they bring us in to tap dance between the shows. Or maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they call it the speakeasy, whatever. They let us take over a little bit. But even then, we didn't make any money. So this is just the apartment paying your rent thing. You know, what Fat Wallace said, look at us switching in the kitchen. That's what we're doing. We're bringing together a community of folk who come from people who've been disenfranchised, who've been underfoot, but it didn't matter. Okay, we can't play at the club. They don't want us to walk in the front door of the club. Just have it at Aunt Sadie's house that Saturday. Put it around a hat. Who's going to be there? Fats Waller. Wow, James B. Johnson. Clark Terry going to play. Oh, yeah. We'll get your rent, baby. Don't worry, we'll get your rent. And we'll help your little kid with the braces. That's what we did for each other. That's what we did. And that's what we're getting back to right now. We're realizing we have the power. Because without us, and I'm not saying that nothing's going to go. Of course it's going to go. But it's not going to go in the direction they want it to go. Because we have the ability to forgive and to love and still create incredible art and music. Think white folks can do that? They come from a system of feudalism, medieval. You know, they threw you in a pit and covered you with lime, mass graves. Yeah. That's what. Yeah, man, they come from a very, So it would behoove them to have us become part of this wonderful thing called America, because I'm gonna tell you right now, they're showing they can't do it by themselves. We can survive. We can survive. We know where to survive. These young white kids are realizing, like, y'all been dealing with this all the time? Every time the cop pulls up to you, you always say, yeah, Raymond. Wow, I walk past cops all the time. One time I walked past a cop smoking a J. He just told me to be careful, son, and put it out. Really? They'd have put my ass in jail for 15 years. They're realizing that now.
Look what Charlie Parker had to endure. Look what Billie Holiday had to endure. Look at Thelonious Monk.
Frozen lifestyle.
Frozen lifestyle. You got that right.
Wasn't for Pananica and people like that said, look, I'll take care of you for a minute. But these young kids are realizing that. They're realizing the ugliness of the people that have raised them. And they're doing it in a way where they're not going back to them and going, yeah, we're going to do this. They want them to be inclusive. But I'm going to tell you right now, come November 3rd,
take your poll, take your soul to the poll.
That's right. That's right. I don't care if we got the charter buses or whatever it is, packed lunches that old freak folks have to sit in lawn chairs all night long. We take care of them. We got to get this diabolical evil out of office. We have to do it. And it's not racial anymore. He said something yesterday, quoted about all the dead soldiers are liars and suckers and losers. What kind of person is that? But these young white folks are looking at their parents and that, who are supporting that, and they're saying, so you always thought this way about Leroy, who worked in the garden here for us, huh? Well, they really aren't human like us. They're really seeing that now. And they turn their back on them. November 3rd, baby. November 3rd. Woo!
Al, you're doing 2 sets. You're doing 2 living room sets. You do it on Saturday and you also do it on Tuesday. Tell everybody about it.
Well, Tuesdays at 7:30, I'm doing it for people in the Western Hemisphere, you know. And Saturday at 2 p.m., I'm trying to catch, and it's been working, my friends and peers and just lovers of this music who are starting from England 6 hours behind all the way up to Japan. You know, they're hours behind. So by the time 2 o'clock rolls around, some places in Europe are just finishing or sitting down their dinner. So it's good for them. It's conducive for them. And they're in the loop.
So people can also contribute and also pay to stream this as well.
They can. I've not asked that much. I mean, of course, you want to go to PayPal, no problem. But we're not. That's not why I'm here yet. I mean, I'm going to survive. Basically, this is a call out to arms. That, as that song, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. That's what it is. Because you can't stop this. You can't stop this. But yes, donations will be wonderful. You know, I still live in this capitalistic society, and things have to get paid, no doubt about it. But you're not obligated to pay. That's not why I want your ears and your heart. But realistically, if you feel that you want to shoot something my way, God bless you.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace. I'd like to personally thank and congratulate the talented Allan Harris. Make sure you go out and support and buy his brand new single, Run Through America, which is now available on iTunes, Amazon.com, as well as Google Music. Also, please support Allan in his Harlem After Dark Unplugged, which is online. You can visit him on his website at allanharris.com, as well as facebook.com/the Allan Harris Band. He does a live performance twice a week on Tuesday as well as on Saturdays. So check his website for the website times. Also, I'd like to personally thank Pat Harris for allowing me to come to the Harris's home for the afternoon to enjoy some live music as well as fellowship. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments, as well as like, share, and subscribe to my videos here on YouTube as well as Vimeo. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.
We're gonna go from the land that you love. They say, run, better run to America. Sleeping in a bed with a man named name. Killed in the hallway, shot behind 8 times. We're gonna go from the land that we love. They say, run, run to America. We're tired of singing, tired of praying. It's hard to believe that they have felt the pain. A revolution for Constitution. Let's take the streets, shout out their names.